WUWAH. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. This is a gentle morning podcast for you to listen to whilst you wake up. My name is David. I can't say my surname or the name of the show within the first minute because the algorithm silly thinks that my surname is a swear word. It's not a swear word. But I'm just going to use this time to gently encourage you as you start your day. I hope you've gotten out of bed. And if you haven't got out of bed, give it a go. It's pretty good. I hope you had some breakfast. Try and make it healthy if you can, but if you can't, just make sure you have some breakfast. Have some water. Maybe do some stretches. Make sure you do them for 30 seconds if you can. And get some movement in. Move around. Maybe some exercise. Maybe just a little walk. But I hope that your morning goes well. This is a show where I ask comedians about their morning routines because our job is usually at night. And so I want to know if other comedians are coping as badly as I am with the morning. I also ask them about their expertise. My guest this week is Richard Lindesay. Richard is a musical stand-up comedian. He shot to fame with his songs Sitting in the Corner, Sitting on a Rock, and Crunchy Water, as well as many others. I used to gig with Richard quite a bit when he lived in the UK, but I haven't seen him in person since he moved to the other side of the world. So it's really great to catch up with him. He is also an expert in the recorder, obviously. My name is David Hoare, and welcome to Waking Up with a Hoare.
Waking up with a Hoare. Waking up with a Hoare. Waking up with a Hoare.
Marvelous. So the way it works is, Richard, is it's supposed to be like a gentle morning show for people to listen to as they wake up. So something to put on when they turn on as they're waking up, just so they can start their day. And I usually say this to people so that they don't say anything too rude or offensive too early in the recording. But I don't think you're going to do that. But you are like armed with a recorder right now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You just always have one on hand at all times.
Actually, yeah, I do. Sometimes I'm out and about, and people come up to you and go, "Oh, yeah, Richard, can I get a photo?" And I go, "Yeah," and they go, "Oh, we mean of the recorder, not you." That's not true, but it's fun to have the recorder with me for those situations.
If you got like a holster, like like a secret holster for your recorder in case.
I was thinking of getting like a samurai thing where it's behind like this, and I can go like this and whip it out.
Oh, like a scabbard.
Yeah,
like
that word.
Leonardo from Scabbard, yes.
Well, didn't know you were sophisticated words for it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I've watched a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you ever watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And was Leonardo your favorite?
I was aware it was on, but no, I didn't really take to it for some reason. I was too busy playing recorder. I remember. Yeah.
Well, maybe this is the perfect time to clarify. You're not 60.
No, I'm not 60.
Have I ruined your life, Richard?
No, it's been funny. There's been a fair few people saying, "Oh, are you really 60, Richard? You look really young."
So for those of you who don't know, Richard plays the recorder. Richard is a wonderful recorder player. He sings songs, really funny, with his recorder. I've known Richard for quite a few years at this stage, although he now lives on the other side of the planet. He's done something that no one in my friendship group or anybody else I know I've heard of ever has. Since the last time I've seen you, you've got famous for playing the recorder. Nobody else I know does
little songs.
Yeah. So I wrote a parody of Richard's song because I was walking around my flat singing it as a happy birthday song to Richard. I recorded it and I put it on the internet, and I thought it was going to, maybe a few of your fans might see it, but it would just be something nice for you to see on your birthday because you're on the other side of the world. I didn't realize it would take me over like one of my like follower goals on Instagram and TikTok. And I didn't know how devout your fan base were. So thank you. But also, in it, I said, I can't believe you're now 60 when you're not 60. And most of the comments are commenting about how you might be 60, which if you are, what a great skin what skin routine are you using on that recorder to
Reminds me, remember the Simpsons episode when they find out that Ned Flanders is 60? It kind of reminded me of that. Yeah. How do you stay so young? Lots of recording. Oh, you did? Oh, no, don't worry about that. Yeah,
Well,
it was a bit of fun.
I think the first 3 comments that came up, I was like, oh god, they all think Richard's 60 now. And then the next like 100 comments that I've questioned whether he was 60, I was like, I'm just gonna have fun with this. And so now I've been telling them you're older than that. Anyway,
I haven't told you
Richard
this, but one thing is that from that, I also a lot of people found out that it was my birthday, so I got a ton of messages over the next few days, and I'm still getting them too in comments. Happy birthday, Richard! We saw the video.
Oh, wow, it's like a service I can offer.
Yeah,
Like a birthday reminder by doing it.
Mm.
I mean, that is insane to me, but it's also just like the videos of you performing live that you've just put up recently. I think I commented it, but I also just think it every time I see them. It's like, oh, you're now the recorded version of Freddie Mercury, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're when people are just shouting your songs back to you so passionately, like they do to Taylor Swift, and I'm like, this is incredible. Considering the terrible little gigs we used to do in the back end of pubs.
I still do some of them in stand up.
Are you still doing normal stand up as well?
Yeah, I still do normal stand up as well. Yeah.
Do you get heckled a lot about recorders?
It's quite strange because I might have quite a big following, but in stand up, when I'm at stand up, people seldom know who I am.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's just a
amazing.
different age of audience, different demographic kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you take your recorder with you?
Oh yeah, so I do some recorder stuff. Not quite like my songs, but more kind of stand-up comedy recorder stuff. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. I didn't know this. This makes me very happy that you're kind of got a foot in both worlds. That's amazing. Your portfolio is very wide. But we'll get onto the recorder in a bit. What I'm here to ask you about is your morning routine, because most comedians work at night and therefore our morning routines are dreadful. Richard, are you a morning person?
I'm pretty much an all-day person, really. I think I get up and do stuff in the morning, then it goes throughout the day, then into the evening, then I go to bed. That's at the highest level, that's my routine. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah. The highest of high levels.
And you're functioning all the way through.
Yeah. I usually stay awake. Sometimes I don't. Like sometimes in the afternoon I have a lovely little nap. But yeah, overall, generally throughout the whole day.
Can you nap?
Yeah, easily. I'm one of these kind of people who can just fall asleep. I could go to sleep right now, just I could. I'm not gonna, don't worry. I'm not going to, don't worry. Yeah.
I almost want to see it just so that just out of interest. But just to see, where people can cry on command if you're just like, yeah. Because I struggle so much to get to sleep. Oh, can you?
And cry myself to sleep on demand.
So depressing. But
my morning routine. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, like, this is both the earliest and the latest this podcast has ever been recorded, because we're on either sides of the planet right now. Like, if we both had a bit of bread, we could make an Earth sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
We should have thought about that. But like, it's 11 p.m. for me and 8 p.m. for you ish, bar a few minutes.
Yeah.
AM. So yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, 11 p.m. for me, 8 a.m. for you. So, but you seem to be functioning quite well. I don't get up at that time. So, yeah. Are you good at getting out of bed?
Yeah, I just get up at 6. I wake up at 6 no matter what. It just kind of happens.
Right. Even if you've been gigging late the night before?
Yeah, it just kind of happens, which is kind of handy.
That's so... Do you not have an alarm?
I do, but I kind of wake up before it all the time.
Right. Is it then like you can just stay in bed until your alarm, or you just up when you're awake?
I just get up and I turn off the alarm, because it's not needed anymore because I'm already up. Wow. Imagine the alarm's point of view of this. It's like...
Yeah, why am I even here?
Life. So why am I even here?
You're giving existential dread to your alarm clock. Your alarm clock is crying itself to sleep on demand every day. That's so sad. For alarm clock. I was about to say you're superhuman, but you're also making alarm clocks depressed, which I've also never heard of someone do. Do you? And then are you having breakfast straight away? What is your morning routine?
Oh, I don't have breakfast. No. I never really had breakfast. It's not really a thing, no. They'd say it's the most important meal of the day, but I've heard that was the Kellogg's Corporation that came up with that, which I guess is quite a good marketing thing to do as a breakfast supplier. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. No, I don't have breakfast. I have coffee.
Are
If
you
I have a
busting out
coffee,
breakfast-based conspiracy theories?
yeah. Maybe I even made it up. I don't
Big
know.
Kellogg's.
Yeah. Big grain.
Special K. So,
Yeah.
sorry, but so you don't have breakfast, then what are you doing in your morning then?
I have coffee. I have one coffee,
Right.
then another coffee, and that's nearly enough, but not quite. So then I have a third coffee, and then third coffee is when it gets me to the right level for things. Yeah.
Right.
But I could
And
still go straight back to sleep. The coffee doesn't affect the sleep thing.
that's amazing.
Hmm.
You're a very unique human being. How are you having your coffee? Are you making it yourself? That was a compliment, by the way. That was an
Yeah,
attempt at a compliment. You're unique. You're unique. You are. How are you making your coffee?
I've got a few different methods. I have an espresso machine, and I've got various different filter drip coffee methods that I use, depending on where the morning's taking me and what beans I've got, and yeah, kind of what day of the week it is. You know, some days of the
Right.
week I might do it one way, some days another. Yeah.
It's good
You're
to
in
have
Bristol
options.
still?
I am in
You're in
Bristol
Bristol?
still. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Bristol coffee scene. Yeah, I like the coffee scene in Bristol.
Yes, it's very, very good here. In fact,
Yeah.
one of our previous guests, who was Australian, Emma, had a very particular roaster in Bristol that she had found because
Yeah.
there's such good coffee going on here. I guess that might
Yeah.
have been a draw when you moved here, right? How long were
It
you
was
here
one of the
for?
reasons. I was here. I was there from 2016 to 2020, but I had lived there before as well in the past as well.
Did you move just before pandemic?
No, about 2016. So I had a little run up to it. Yeah.
No, sorry, back to
Oh,
the
back.
rest of the country.
I moved in the beginning of 2021 when I was getting a little tired of pandemic, and Australia and New Zealand were relatively open and free, and I thought, well, let's go over there.
Yeah, I think anybody else would have jumped at the chance to do it.
Yeah, and it was at the
Just
time where you didn't know if it was going to end or what was going to happen. So
yes,
yeah,
I think a lot of people think back about they had an hour and a half, a year and a half of like being at home, and they're like, why didn't I do anything with it? And I'm like, the amount of dread and the amount of uncertainty made it very confusing. This is not what people want to think about what's in the morning, but I also understand everything. No, it's fine. I just suddenly was like, oh yeah, that is interesting. But let's not remind people of that whilst they're trying to have their breakfast. I want to know that with these 3 coffees, is it in quick succession or is it in over like an hour or a couple of hours?
Over an hour, I'd say, because I don't want one to blend into the other. Like they might be quite different, and I'd rather taste the difference of them rather than them kind of ruining the next or tainting the taste of the next.
I know what you mean, and you can make one slightly different to the previous one.
Yeah.
Because I've got a little cafetiere, but I've also got a pour over thing, but it's quite big, so I can make a lot of coffee. But then when I do that, sometimes I get like halfway through it, and I'm like, I am bored of this particular coffee now.
Is it a Chemex? Don't worry if you're not sure. Yeah.
Sorry,
like a big glass thing with a bit of bamboo around it.
Yes, I did have the one with the bamboo around it, but something fell off a shelf and smashed it. So now I've got a big glass thing that doesn't have bamboo around it. It's just really sturdy. It's quite an interesting design, actually. It's like the inside jug is quite thin glass, and then it's got a thicker glass on the outside. It's all kind of one thing.
Okay,
which is quite interesting. Which meant that it's not too hot to hold. But yeah, no. When I was in Edinburgh one year, the flat I was staying in had one of those. Did you say Chemex?
Yeah, Chemex. Yeah.
Because that also sounds like some kind of James Bond related bomb, or some kind of drug from some kind of sitcom.
Yeah.
He's totally addicted to Chemex.
Speaking of which, if you watch the sitcom Friends, in the background you'll often see a Chemex.
My girlfriend was watching the other day, and they actually had one, and I was like, "Oh, yes, 100% correct." So you having 3 coffees in quick succession, and then just getting on with the day. Is there any other part of your morning that you do every day?
The morning is when I tend to check up on my messages from my social media. So I go through all the comments and reply to as many comments as I can, and I kind of go through that as I'm having my coffees. So I go through my Snapchat, my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok. My Discord, and answer all the questions and things, and as much as I can during that time. which is quite nice. I think partly because my audience is all the way around the world. It's kind of a third in Europe, a third in UK, a third in Europe, and a third in USA, and a third in Australia. So quite a lot's happened
Right.
overnight. So it's a nice time to catch up.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Like, and having encountered a small bit of it, I'm like, there must be a lot of comments because people are really like flooding in. Your audience are so lovely.
Yes, that's
It's
nice.
so
isn't it?
nice. I know some
I had that
people like,
at the show I recently put on. That was the comment from the cinema as well, and the producer of it as well. They're like, your audience is so lovely. It's like, isn't that nice?
so nice. That's so nice because like I have this like weird theory that people who were really into a particular like comedian tend to kind of be sometimes a bit reflective of them. So like I've known comedians who are really into like Strictly and Bake Off, and all of their audience all love that. And there are comedians that are like really into musicals and football, and all of their fans are into both of those, even though they're quite different things.
Okay.
And it just seems like your audience are just into being really lovely, like.
Yeah. Well, I suppose my videos and songs they're not very pointed. Yeah, they're very, very wholesome. And if you're a nasty person, you probably wouldn't like them, I'd say.
I guess I was going to say there's no edge, which I guess doesn't. I don't want that to sound like an insult, but there's no like.
Yeah, just like there's corners, like which is when two edges meet, it makes a corner. So there's they feature a bit, but not really edges. No. I had
corners, yes. It's a complex, complex edge.
About my audience being nice, I had at my last concert, I call them concerts. I'm from a comedy background, so I call them a show. And people would keep saying, "When is your concert?" I'm like, "Okay, concert. It's a concert now." Some people came up to me at the meet and greet afterwards, about 5 or 6 teenage girls, and they said, "Oh, somebody was a bit rude to us earlier on, and that's not very Richard-like." But that's so cute. That's so cute.
You have a brand, and it's polite. That is significantly brilliant. Well done. That's good. I imagine I'm always scared about appealing to a wider demographic to get an audience because they'll be like me, which is very disorganized. Chops Comedy every Tuesday in Bristol. We have an amazing secret headliner and the best local acts every Tuesday at Bar 57 in Bedminster. Previous acts include Mike Wozniak, Fern Brady, Nish Kumar, Harriet Kemsley, Rosie Jones, Jade Adams, Sally Ray B, Ed Campbell, Spencer Jones, Chloe Radcliffe, Tom Rosenthal, Scott Bennett, Finn Taylor and Helen Bauer. The first 20 tickets are only £4 and the rest are only £7. It's an absolute bargain. Tickets via Head First. Come to Chops Comedy every Tuesday at Bar 57 in Bedminster. So, Richard, not only did I want to get you here to ask you about your morning routine, which appears to be wake up, 3 coffees, speak to lovely people around the world, and then function for the rest of the day, which is pretty succinct but good. But I also like to interview people about their expertise, and clearly your expertise is the recorder. How long have you played the recorder?
I started playing when I was 6 years old. However, I started playing when I was 6 years old. And I stopped a couple of years later because recorder is often the instrument that they give to you, and you play it, and then they say it's like a gateway instrument before you move on to the hard stuff. I mean, no, onto another instrument. Yeah. And I really liked the recorder, but I remember there was the point where they said, "Okay, now you move on to something else." And in hindsight, I probably should have said, "Oh, I like the recorder. I might keep playing that."
Well, however, the journey that you've been on has clearly ended up in exactly the right place. Did you then go on to other instruments?
I then played the flute, so I'm more proficient at flute, so I can play
the flute.
Of course, you played the
flute. Yeah. I remember you playing the flute.
But then I didn't. I only played the flute until I was about 13 or 14, and then stopped and only started doing anything with recorder or flute in about 2018 to spice up my stand-up. Basically, to bring something a bit more interesting to my stand-up. Yeah.
Because I seem to initially remember you having a flute and then you had a recorder. Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And the recorder was a bit of a joke because people would see a recorder and go, "Oh, funny, it's a recorder," and have kind of reminisce a bit. And I went in the Musical Comedy Awards and I did a song called Recorder or Friends, where I kind of, the joke is that when I was 10 years old, I have to choose between Recorder or Friends.
I
And
forgot about Recorder or Friends. Oh my word! I don't know if your audience would like that.
it's funny actually, when I do Recorder or Friends, I do it at my concerts now, and they don't really get the joke, because the joke is, when I was 10 years old and I had to choose between playing the recorder or having friends, right? Which is a nice little joke. But to them, the recorder's cool. They don't get that. They don't get
Yeah,
that.
of
Why
course.
would you not have friends if you played the recorder?
Well, also, it really paid off having the recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like, why would people not
that's
be your friend,
fascinating.
Richard? It's like, yeah, so you, it's like, and somebody then, like an adult said to me, the thing is, the reason for that
Why
is
would
you made
people
recorders.
not be your friend? Sorry.
Well, isn't it something? Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
It was a parent of one of those teens that said that, and they said to me, I think the thing is you've made recorder cool again. And I said, what do you mean again?
Yeah, this isn't even a renaissance. This is like the inception of cool
This is
recorder.
the science, the original science. Yeah, not
This is the
what?
science. Outside of maybe Led Zeppelin using a recorder on Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
But
Yeah, and alto in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, but also that's like John Paul Jones playing recorder on there. But it's not like people go like, "That's a sick recorder song." It's the sort of thing where you say, "There's a recorder in that," and then they listen
Yeah.
back to it and they go, "Oh yeah." It's a bit like when you listen back to, do you know the song "You're So Vain" by Carly Simon?
Yeah.
If you listen back to it and you go, "Who's on backing vocals in the chorus?" you'll be surprised to find out that it's Mick Jagger. But if you
now
go
I hear
listen
it in my
to
head.
it,
Yeah.
but if you listen to it, it literally it's not even like, oh, they're hiding Mick Jagger. It's like he is so front and center on it. Just sounds like a Mick Jagger song, but because he's not listed, you just never noticed it until someone goes. It's like the FedEx logo where you go, there's an arrow in that, and people go, "What? Oh yes." But
the
yeah, you've
Yamaha
made
logo.
it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yamaha logo. People say, I didn't know Yamaha made recorders. I thought that they made motorbikes. And then they look at, I'm not sure if in the thing you're going to pick up the Yamaha logo, but the Yamaha logo is tuning forks.
Yeah,
and on the motorbikes and everything, it's tuning forks. But people miss it. Yeah. Isn't it interesting?
Keyboards. I have a Yamaha guitar. I have several Yamaha guitars, in fact. And you've got Yamaha recorder and speedboats, motorbikes, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
What a fascinating company.
Yeah.
How many recorders do you have?
I have 14 at the moment. Yeah, 14. And I'll remain with 14 because I won't part with them. Actually, I do part with them occasionally. Yeah. But yeah, I've got 14 different recorders.
When you say you part with them occasionally, what's been the factor?
One of my fans passed away, and the parents reached out to me and asked me if there's anything I could contribute for the funeral. And and they said, just anything, something. And so I wrote a little message on the recorder and gave that.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful. Your life is crazy now, man. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I hope I must seem slightly insane just watching it from the sidelines, being like, I'm there with just like a big, those big foam gloves big foam fingers that they have at like sports events. I'm just always like, go Richard. So when you uploaded that video, I think I messaged you about this, but I uploaded the video being like, my friend Richard's turned into the like Freddie Mercury of recorder. And then like people I know were like, Richard? And I'm like, yes, I do. And they're like, wow. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that was I've now got a new name drop just by saying the same names I've been saying for a while. That's so fantastic. And so of the 14 you've got, how many different sizes have you got of recorder?
I've got Garkland, sopranino, soprano, alto, and tenor. So 5 different sizes.
What was the first one? Garkland.
Garkland.
What is? Is that big?
GARKLEIN or IEN. Yeah, it's very, very small. So basically, the normal size recorder is a soprano. Then
Oh.
there's two smaller and then two bigger. There's one that's massively bigger, but it's too big for my practical purposes, and it's very quiet, so it's not very useful for stage. Yeah.
I
But
had
yeah.
a bit with the melodica before, and when my
Hmm.
backpack broke around the same time I introduced that into my set, and when I bought a new backpack, I specifically bought it with the measurements so that I could carry a melodica to my gigs, and
Yeah,
I
fair.
imagine you need to do the same for your recorder.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have one that can fit. Can fit an appropriate amount of recorders for a night out, like 5 or 6 generally. Yeah, depends. Yeah.
I like the idea of you going on a night out as well to the club with your recorders. So the questions I have here is: Are you the most famous recorder player then?
I guess the thing is, I'm not a professional recorder player. As in, if you said if a musician, a person with a classical background, was looking for a professional recorder player who could play all the repertoire and have gone through all the grades and play in ensembles and orchestras and things, that's not me.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that, but I do make my living from recorder, so I am professional at what I do. But I guess what I've done is I feature the recorder front and center in my songs. So I think, I am I don't think I'm just the most well-known person who does that. I think I might be the only person that does that. Yeah, the only. Yeah,
You
and
have an
the most
unknown
well-known.
nemesis somewhere. There's an unknown nemesis you have somewhere who's like watching you do recorder stuff, being like, "How do I get onto the recorder circuit?" And you are the recorder circuit.
I am the circuit. Yeah. I mean, I have people who are really, who do play the recorder because of me. A lot of people say I've started recording because of you. One of my favorites is a guy called Jesse Noonan, who's a professional
He commented
skateboarder.
on my video.
Oh, he did.
Commented
Jesse
on my
Noonan did.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He started playing recorder from seeing my videos, but he's a professional skateboarder and he does really cool things. Like he goes up on skateboard ramps and then gets to the top and is skateboarding along with, and then he plays a little tune into the camera, things like that.
And that's all because of you. Have you met him?
I haven't yet. I was doing a concert in Brisbane and he was going to go along, but he couldn't make it at the last minute, unfortunately. So I made him a lovely little song because of that. Yeah, I made him a little song called Jesse Noonan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the Jesse Noonan song because when he commented, I was like, "Why do I know that guy's name?" And then I was like, Jesse Noonan. And I was like, "Oh, I know your song from that. That's amazing."
Yeah.
And
He was on Survivor this year. He was on the Australian Survivor TV show this year.
And he's playing recorder because of you.
Yeah. Oh, as he told me, yeah.
You're like the most famous recorder player and a recorder influencer. Have you got recorder sponsorship yet?
No, I contacted the recorder brands and they said they don't really need to promote recorders because people just buy them and they don't really have a program for it and they don't cost much and they don't make it. So it's like, we don't really need it. And I guess if I was them, I'd be looking at me and saying, well, he's playing the recorder anyway. We don't need to sponsor this. That's kind of...
Yeah, I guess so. But if you're literally drawing people into playing recorder, I guess they're all just being bought by school kids and
also I guess a good quality recorder. You can get a good quality recorder from Yamaha for like $10, like £5, and
sure.
You can also get a really bad quality one for the same price from like a toy one or something. But you can get, it's not that much. Maybe
fair.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'd like to get ones with my brand on them or something, like Richard branded recorders or something. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Surely that is, and sell them via a website or something.
I'd like to, but yeah, then again, I wouldn't want to make junk ones. Like I'd want to make ones that are a valid instrument rather than like a toy one. Which
the production isn't that much if they're good ones and the bad ones are both selling for the same price.
Yeah,
I don't know. And before I just quiz you about your things, have you heard of Die Neue Fleut by Hans-Jürgen Hofenstein?
No.
So
I might
be
familiar with the song, but I'm not sure of the name.
Do you remember James O'Donoghue? the comedian James
No.
O'Donoghue, who I do a podcast with, and we have a quiz. They did a character act called Rodney Pump,
Yeah, coming back to me. Yeah.
and always talking about what films they've made, like the Shrexorcist and the Shrexorcist Part 2. Anyway, one of our quizzes we did live, we were looking for a prize and a forfeit. We ended up buying vinyl for the prizes and the forfeits, and the prize got taken. And we've done the show 3 times, and every time the losing person has taken home Die Neue Flight by Hans-Jürgen Hoffenson, but it never ever leaves the building. But like, obviously, it's a bit of a glue, but can you recreate this photo for me at some point? It's like the most iconic thing in the world. It's good. Oh, you're doing it now. Oh my God. This is one of the greatest moments of my life. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. That's all I really wanted out of life. That's amazing. WUWAH. Just a quick message from me to say I also make music under the name Branching Audio. I make instrumental music, either ambient music or beats. I've just released an album of beats called Cassette Recollection under the name Branching Audio. It's like lo-fi, down-tempo, chill-out sort of music for fans of Bonobo, Nightmares on Wax, Mr. Scruff. It's available on Bandcamp and also all music streaming platforms. Please go give it a listen. I hope you enjoy it. Something to stick on in the background whilst you work. Also, it turns out if you make a playlist for it on Spotify, I get given that information. So what's the funniest name of a playlist you can put one of my songs on? I hope you enjoy Cassette Recollection by Branching Audio out now. Well, Richard, as an expert in recorder, it's now time for me to quiz you on the recorder to see whether you can keep your expert status.
Okay.
Are you feeling confident?
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I can't decide whether you holding a recorder is going to be cheating or not, but let's see how we get on. Question number 1. When was the recorder invented?
It was in medieval times. In medieval times. I know that King Henry VIII was a fan of the recorder. He had quite a few. And he wrote songs. Yeah. He wrote songs. One of my first ever social media videos I did was the worst ever musicians according to the number of kills, like the amount of people they'd killed. And that's where King Henry VIII came into it. He was one of the worst ever musicians because a lot of people. Yeah. But you can get the sheet music for his songs. There's rumor that he made the song Green Sleeves, but he didn't apparently. There are people who are really into looking at history of stuff said, oh well, no, it was using different musical things that wouldn't have been around back then. But
fair. It's fun to dream, though, isn't it? Anyway, correct.
Exact date, I'm not sure. It was around that time, yeah.
Medieval times is correct. That's good. I'm also enjoying the idea of it's like, my name is Henry and I've got lots of wives. Fun. So, question number 2: how many holes does the recorder have? Can you do it without looking?
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If you have, depending on the recorder you got, usually would be 13.
Are you including the end holes as well?
I am, yep. And I'm also including the low C and D notes have got 2 different holes. Depending on the recorder. Most recorders start have 2 different holes because you cover it up half for a sharp or a flat.
Oh my word, I completely forgot about that from when I was playing recorder when I was younger. Yeah. That's amazing. Well,
yeah, but there are recorders that don't have that and you just half cover those holes. But yeah, most recorders do.
Yeah. You are knowledgeable and cool and making the recorder cool. Question number 3: true or false? The second track on popular album Die Neue Flight by Hans-Jürgen Hoffenson is called Little David.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah.
That is correct, yes. And question number 4: true or false? Little David was written by David Plus.
Let me think. Was it David Plus? Yeah, he was. I remember he was influenced by King Henry VIII, and he thought, yeah, it was David Plus. Yeah. and he made the song called Little David, so it was a song about himself.
called Little David. David Fluss.
Yeah, he didn't have the confidence to call it Big David. It was like, come on, dude.
Oh wow. And also, he's not the name on like clearly Hans took all of the like it's the name on the album, even though David's the one writing the music, and it's just arranged by Plus and Horfines. You know how vinyl is supposed to be cheap. This cost me nearly a £5, £4.49.
Wow.
I know, right?
Oh.
And question number 5. Just want to make sure your recorder expert status is intact. True or false? This album is absolutely atrocious.
The difficult thing about that is it's hard to really get enough of a gauge from people if that's true or not, because no one's listened to it. So it's like there's not really a star rating.
False to that assertion, because I've listened to it and it's absolutely
And not enough people for a good star rating. Like, if you're on Amazon and there's 1 rating, you think, oh, I don't know if I'm going to trust that. And there's 1,000.
Yeah.
You think, okay, I'll trust that. Yeah.
Exactly, that's true.
But I'd hazard a guess. And this is a guess because it has like such a fine instrument involved that it would be glorious.
Well, I guess its interpretation is over. Do you know what? I've never checked to see if it's on Spotify or not. Hans Yeah, well, there's more Hans Jürgens than there should be. Why are there so many Hans? Is Hans Jürgen a first name? It's hyphenated. Do you know much about Hans Jürgens?
Not really, no.
Has your recorder got Wi-Fi? Oh my god! If you go onto This Is Hans Jürgen Fluff. Oh, sorry.
He's got a This Is. Oh.
Yeah, and his first one is Little David. Just to rub it in David Plus's face. But it's not got it. It's not got it listed as the album Die Neue Flott. Is that the new flute? Is that what it's supposed to be?
Sounds like it. The new flute.
The new. What they're called in the recorder. Sorry, carry on.
The recorder is a flute. This is one of the things that people often call it a flute, and it is a kind of flute. It's called a block flute. Others are a traverse flute. Yeah. In every other language apart from English, they call it a flute, but we call it a recorder for some reason.
Right. It appears that a lot of he's only got one album on Spotify, and everything else seems to be him playing on other people's stuff.
Oh, okay.
But the one album he has is called Zauber die Flott Volume 3.
Oh,
with no trace of volumes 1 or 2.
Wow.
Which is devastating.
Maybe it didn't make the cut. They kind of weren't very good. And he finally got in the stride in the third. You thought, this is worthy of putting on Spotify. Not those embarrassments 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I don't like his early work, but when he really got to Zauber die Flott Volume 3, he really kicks in. Oh my word, absolutely incredible. Well, Richard, that's 5 out of 5 for you, which is actually, I think, the highest score anybody's scored so far on my podcast. So congratulations.
On recorders or just on anything?
I haven't quizzed anybody else on recorders. I just quizzing them on their own expertise. You know your expertise better than the other comedians I've interviewed.
Oh, good. I'll retire now in case.
Might say something about recorders and also whether you should have breakfast or not, because I'm a big proponent of having breakfast. Yeah, you're not having breakfast, and you're maybe living the best life of anyone I know.
That's my secret.
Yeah, no breakfast and recorders makes Richard a really successful man. That's amazing. Well, Richard Lindesay, where can we find you online?
RichardLindesay.com, or to make it a bit easier, you can go to richardrecorder.com. I've made a thing that you can go to richardrecorder.com and it forwards to Richard Lindesay. But also, if you search for Richard and Recorder anywhere, I'm going to be front and center. Wherever you search, you'll find me.
Have you seen? I don't know, because I ended up on like roller coaster TikTok there's somebody, and I don't know if you've seen it because I didn't even bother sending it to you because I thought you might know it. Somebody who works at like Alton Towers or Thorpe Park has got a video. It goes, "My name is Rita and I'm broken down," about Rita, Queen of Speed. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one. No.
People are making parodies of your songs that you've not even seen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I look at I can see when people have used my songs and things, and there's like 100,000, so yeah, I can't really see them all. There's a bit too many. But yeah, often what happens is my fans will go on and they'll tag me in them, and so I get to see a lot of the ones which are particularly interesting because that. But I don't think I've seen that one yet. I'll have to look it up.
Actually, having said that, when even before I made a video for you, I made a video and you reposted it, and there was like 5 comments being like, "Richard's reposted this."
Oh, cute.
And I'm like, wow, yeah. And then for 5 days, let's say the comments were either, "Is he really 60?" or "Richard needs to see this." Which I guess if you can't get through to everything. Oh wow, I'm so happy for you. This is just exquisite. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I have I've released a new song called Happy Always, which is a lovely little song. Yeah, and it's about being happy, but always, and also it's about toxic positivity. So it's a bit of both ends of happiness. It's quite Taoist actually. It's like, yeah, you can be happy. You should be happy always, but you shouldn't be happy always because that's not really a natural state of things. And yeah, to think that there is a single state that you should strive for the whole time, it isn't balanced or isn't real and it isn't human. But it's called Happy Always, and it's basically because I heard that Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys was the happiest song ever, and I thought, for now it is. I'm going to fix that
now.
So that was why I wrote Happy Always. Yeah.
Also, it was the most expensive piece of recorded music at the time, and it was recorded in 5 separate studios. So, did you record yours in 5 separate studios, and is it the most expensive piece of music currently?
No, probably not. No, it didn't cost much at all. And although I suppose, yeah, and it was at my friend Scott's studio. Yeah, so no.
Scotty Boom Boom.
It was at Scotty Boom Boom, who's my music producer. Yeah.
Yes, for those of you that don't know, this isn't just a one-person operation. There's a fantastic person called Scotty Boom Boom, who I don't know. You got him to come do my gig, and you were there as well.
Yeah.
And I think you'd been playing flute and recorder, and then he set a book on fire.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah.
He like opened up a book which he had, and then it was like he opened up a book and it was on fire inside, and it was just at the back end of a pub with like no health and safety.
Yeah, old curtains.
That's who you've got making. I seem to remember that pub when there was any kind of sporting events on, put up a lot of flags, so it would have been bad form to be burning books and flags. Luckily, you didn't. And the last thing I need to ask you is, I get all of my guests to give me a song title, and then I write a song for when I put this out. I'll go away and write a song based on whatever title you give me. So can you give me a title for a song, please?
Is there any guidance, or it can just be anything?
Anything.
Okay. The Frog Who Was Too Much.
I can see 2 avenues here of whether it's going to be a frog that's too expensive to buy or a frog that's too much to be around. Anyway, Richard Lindesay, you are a magnificent human being. Congratulations on everything that's continuing to happen for you, and long may it continue to go. And I am so happy for you. And please let me know when you're next here in the country, because I think the last time you toured I was away and I was devastated that I couldn't come see you. But yes, thank you for waking up with a Hoare. I'm David Hoare, waking up with a Hoare. You are wonderful. Thank you very much, Richard Lindesay.
Thank you.
financially too much. This frog is too much. I need some therapy for both me and the frog, but it will cost too much.
Thank you so much to Richard Lindesay. What an amazing guest. What an amazing human being. You can find Richard at Richard Lindesay on the social media, or richardlindsay.com or richardrecorder.com on his website. The way this show works is on Monday, I have a guest episode with a comedian. And then Tuesday to Friday, I release what I call mini morning encouragements, which are shorter episodes that just give you a little bit of a pep to the start of your day. But also I tell you a bit about what's going on with me. I hope for the rest of the day, you keep it simple. You go for a walk, you eat 3 meals at reasonable times. You tell the people in your life that you love them. And I don't know, maybe listen to a good album. Listen to an album that you think is good. I hope you'll join us again for another episode. My name is David Hoare, and thank you for waking up with a Hoare.
Try and have an adequate day. Meet your basic needs and don't be a dick.